Welcome to the Grizz Pulse podcast, your backstage pass to everything Memphis basketball. Now, here are your hosts, Harrison Smith, Wilson Mefford, and Trip Fisher. Let's get it.
Welcome back to our New Year's edition of Grizz Pulse. We are coming at you after a disappointing week of Grizzlies basketball. They go 1-2 on the week. Started off the week with a win over the Bucks, then a loss to the Wizards, and then an overtime loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. Definitely a disappointing week, but there are some good spots you can point out, and maybe you could say some moral victories that you could pull out of this week. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this first segment, Meph.
Let's get into the week
in review.
We messed it up. All right, I'll start off with the Bucks game. So the one win of the week, and it was a pretty good win. I thought we did pretty well. The Bucks did not have Giannis, which is like the biggest factor to this game, but like we still played really well. Miles Turner did really bad against us. We locked him down. Ja did good. Jaren played phenomenal. And yeah, Ja's dunking again. He got that pretty cool dunk. I wouldn't say on Miles
It was like around him.
Turner. It was like on
kind of a little stiff arm too.
Yeah, I was at the game. I was getting rendezvous while it happened, so I did not get to see it.
Yeah, still pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
From my TV, I did not go to the game. But yeah, we shot pretty well from three. Besides Gigi, Gigi went 0 for 3. But yeah, Cam Spencer played good. Yeah, I feel like going after this game, thinking, oh, we're looking good. Surely we don't do bad this next game against the Wizards. But yeah, I'll let y'all talk about that one.
Yeah, that Bucks game was definitely. I thought after that game, I guessed it right. I thought we were going to go 3-0, but the cookie crumbled from there. But I will say, Ja in the Bucks game, his first quarter he played terrible. Like I think he had a couple turnovers and was like had an 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 start, and like went to the bench and was like kind of doing his thing where he just kind of sits there and doesn't talk to anybody, doesn't clap for anybody. And then he came in that second quarter and had that dunk, and it was like he woke up. Like we've kind of been waiting for that moment all year, so hopefully that kind of gave him some energy. And I guess it did if you kind of look later into the week. But let's go ahead and look at that Washington Wizards game. Man, the Grizzlies had another chance to get to 500 against this Wizards team, and once again they fall short. This Wizards team actually isn't that bad. They have a bunch of young talent, and they're actually really deep. In this game, you saw, I think they had 8 guys go into double digits for them, and they have C.J. McCollum, who is a Grizzlies beater. You hate seeing McCollum against the Grizzlies. He's unbelievable. And then, it really just, you were kind of controlling the whole game, and then in the fourth quarter, they kind of took over, and you're like, here we go again. And you really just couldn't really close this one out. You couldn't get the stops down the stretch that you needed. And it was really disappointing because they were without Keyshawn George, who's one of their probably their best player right now, and they were without him. So you kind of thought that you'd definitely get one without him playing, but again, you couldn't make the winning plays down the stretch. But definitely some positive things in this game. Jaren had 31 on 25 shots, though. That's a lot of shots. And then Ja had 21 and 7 assists. You're kind of seeing Ja kind of get his legs a little bit. He's kind of coming into rhythm now. He went 3 for 5 from 3-point this game. Kind of found his shot, which maybe led to his success in the 76ers game. But from other than your stars, it felt like Santi had 14, Coward had 11, Wells had 11, but you kind of needed one of those guys to kind of go the extra step. Like they all three played solid and Cam had 8. Like all 4 of those guys played solid, but you didn't really have one of those guys play really good.
Damn, 0 for 5 from 3. That's so rare.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was really weird from him, but sometimes it doesn't fall your way, and you can't be relying on Cam Spencer to help you win games. Like he is a role player. He's going to win you some games in some situations, but you can't be so reliant on Cam Spencer, So you've got to kind of figure some of that stuff out. And I really thought we'd get a motivated team for this 76ers game, and it seems like we did. But I'll let Meth kind of take that one on.
Well, first of all, I just want to say, I don't appreciate the blasphemy of Cam Spencer's name. I want you guys to think back on the past few weeks and where we would be without him, and then think about what we just right. But he did get 0 for 5, but still second in 3-point percentage behind Tari Fraud Eason, who was taking half the threes as him. So whatever, I think he's the best 3-point shooter right now. But sounds like Steph Curry. All right, so the 76ers game was tough, right? They're not the record wouldn't say it. I would say that they're the better team than us. Their record is pretty similar to ours. They're a few games ahead, and the East is not as strong in my opinion as the West is this year. This was Ja's night, dude. He just went out there and got everything he could in the fourth and in overtime, and then we kind of trailed off. Then obviously we'll give him the 3, but Ja played great. He was efficient. Whenever he was out there, he was playing well. I still can't believe he didn't play more than he did, and I'm frustrated. I think there was we were watching the game, right, and there was that period where it's it's a 1-point game, we're down by 1, and then we take Ja and Coward out, and I think they go on an 8 or 9-point run, 9-0 run, and they take a 9-point lead, and then Ja has to come back in and just kind of save us. And I was like,
yeah, I'm looking at it now. It was about at the 6:30 mark. He took Coward and Ja out, and by the 4:24 mark, they're down 7. They're coming, so that's an 8-point swing in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Embiid was kind of a game time call for this one, so I think they've honestly maybe Maxey probably plays better sometimes without him out there because he gets to be the number 1 guy, just go get everything he wants. They both did against us. No thanks to Santi Aldama and his poor defense, but he played well offensively. Just couldn't stop anybody. Just couldn't stop a 37-year-old Paul George. But it's whatever. I think my biggest takeaway from this game is that
Oh shoot!
Cedric Howard is a beast. I got a jersey for Christmas. Was not expecting that, but we take that. And that dude is a beast. He's a future of this franchise. Book it, SEDX, whatever. I don't really like that nickname, but whatever. That's what people are calling him. And going forward, I guess. I think there's a better nickname out there. Maybe we'll come up with that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I think Jaren played fine. He actually played. I feel like, dude, was there a game he didn't have 3+ blocks in this week? I mean, I think he had 5 in the.
You've really seen that Depoy come out this last week or two.
I mean, I'm happy with that because we need all the defense that we can get. I think, yeah. I mean, I'm mad about the loss. Also, I would say, I'm not gonna blaspheme Cam Spencer's name, but he played only 19 minutes, and I think when we see him going up against these elite guards and these guys, he had 2 really bad turnovers. He did lead us in assists, but he only had 5. It was kind of everybody had a little bit tonight. I think he's gonna struggle, and that's where I think we'll be glad when we get Scottie Pippen and Ty Jerome back, because he struggles against these kind of more athletic, more physical, just more dominant guards. He couldn't get his own shot tonight, which is something I feel like you want him shooting more than 1 3-pointer. I don't know, right? For a guy that's literally second in the league in 3-point percentage.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely. But I think Cam Spencer early on in the year, wasn't on the whiteboard in the locker room like, hey, we got to control, like, we got to stop this guy. And I think
Yeah.
he's kind of gained the respect of some of these teams, and it's like, do not give this guy any breathing room. But still, I completely agree. He should be getting up more than one shot.
Yeah. I don't know why Koloko played 20 minutes, but he did. He didn't really do anything, but he did. He did get he led the team in fouls, so I guess
It's an awesome
there's
stat
that.
to own.
But yeah, we'll be glad to get Lando out there playing more minutes. I think. I don't know why he didn't start. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Maybe
was
it was a
really
matchup
weird.
thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird. I just don't know how Koloko gets more minutes than a Landale that has played really good and knows the system much more than Koloko does. But just another complaint to Isolo's list.
Way of Isola, man. No
Yeah,
one knows.
but I want to point out that, just the minutes is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, Tyrese Maxey right now is averaging 39 minutes. And you go look at Embiid and Paul George played 39 and 38. I know those are kind of flawed. Like, if you take away overtime, those guys would have played 33 and 34 minutes. And, our guys on a nightly basis are maybe getting 31, 32. Like, you've got to have your best players out there much more, because, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just say Javon Small played 9 minutes tonight, and in those 9 minutes, he was last night, he's going against Tyrese Maxey. Like, you can't expect Javon Small to be giving you plus minutes against a Tyrese Maxey type.
Yeah, I think. Look, we've got a lot of guys injured right now. We talked about that in depth last week, maybe for too long. But, right, we've got problems that can't be solved with, it's like trying to put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, to use like a little saying, right?
It's a good song.
A good song, I guess, yeah. But I just think, like, and I was talking to my dad about this actually after the game, because he had some thoughts on it, and he was kind of just bringing up the fact that, like, man, like, if this team can just hold on for a little bit longer, wait till we get Edie back, wait till we get Pippen back, wait till we get Jerome back, wait till we get, I don't know if BC will ever be back. I don't know. If we'll ever, whatever. But wait till we get these difference makers back, and then, all right, what is that team's ceiling, right? Because that's going to be a totally different team than what we're watching, right? Koloko won't be getting 20 minutes a game. I think Landale has played his way into needing minutes, at least, even when we have everybody healthy, at least in some form. I just think it gives you more depth, and I think for me it's hard to take a moral victory out of the 76ers game, but I'm gonna do it because, I mean, I saw a lot of positives. Coward, did he lead all rookies in rebounds too?
Dude, that was unbelievable.
But yeah, I guess we talked about the Sixers game for a long time, but that's
Yeah, I just big picture. If you look at this week, I mean, you have a lot of good. You've seen Ja get his rhythm going. I mean, when was the last time we saw this dude have 40 points? Seriously, you see him. He looks like he's playing with joy. And then Jaren has also Jaren had 31 in that Wizards game and played really good in that Bucks game. He didn't play as good in the Sixers game, but I mean, he's not gonna score 25 plus every night.
yeah.
But, something that is kind of off topic a little bit, kind of a question, but, something with Santi's defense that's been struggling, there are just some guys, the main goal is to win a championship. And if I was to ask you guys right now, is if you picture the Memphis Grizzlies winning a championship in the next 3 to whatever, this is a hypothetical, obviously. Do you think Santi Aldama is on that team? Because me personally, no. I don't think Santi Aldama is a winning player on a high dominant team, because he's weak. He is incredible offensively, but you go look at this guy defensively. He's some of the worst numbers in the NBA. I mean, me personally. What?
I mean, there's a lot of great players that don't have good defense, but
I'm saying
Steph Curry, dude, he averaged 2 steals once. That dude's a
I'm
steal
saying,
defense.
I mean, dude, Steph Curry. I mean, that's the star on the team. I'm saying one of
Santi
your
Aldama
role,
is not Steph Curry.
one of your role players that is
I'm just
terrible
saying.
at defense. You kind of can't. I mean, go look at the Thunder and I mean, those dudes are dogs.
Please.
I mean,
But I think he's gonna be on the team because we're a small market team and we can't afford. No, I mean, who wants to trade for Santi Aldama? Probably nobody, and we just paid him a big contract. So if we win a championship in the next 3 years, he'll be on our team.
I think that me personally, I think Santi is. It is a very real possibility that Santi is traded at the deadline because his stock has never been as high. His stock will never be this high again because of how good he's playing offensively. And I think that's the kind of 20 million, like the 15 to 20 million, like that's a good contract. Like that's an easy to move contract in the NBA.
yeah. I mean, I remember last year, like people were kind of talking about wanting to get him because he was playing uh good for that stretch last year. And people had him in deals and stuff, like saying that he could be sixth man of the year in that stretch. But like defense really does matter for like trade stock, like especially at his height. But like whenever he drops 37, that like helps us a ton. But we don't get that every night from Santi though. Sometimes it's really bad, like the Sixers game. But
Played pretty good against the Sixers, actually.
I mean, remember that time we were sitting on the couch and he had like three
He had
really
4
bad plays.
turnovers.
Yeah, not good.
We had a lot of turnovers that game. Everybody had a lot of turnovers.
We did.
But yeah, I think he could be on a championship team, but like I don't know. It's hard to see that since we've never really seen a Grizzlies championship team.
Really? Yeah, no, I think he'll be on the team. I think he will.
Okay. Disagree, but let's go ahead and move on to our Grizz Pulse topic of the week, where we will go ahead and kind of look at the new injuries that have arisen or arise, however you say that, in this week. KCP did not play in the 76ers game due to right hamstring soreness. I'm not really worried about him. He is a very durable player. If you look at his career, it's not too worried about that. Wouldn't be surprised if he's back against the Lakers on Friday. And then Vince Williams Jr. has continued to be out, and we really have not gotten a big update on that. So that's been kind of concerning a little bit, but it's kind of interesting that we haven't got a huge update on that. But let's go ahead and jump to our main conversation point, and that is going to be new year, new blank. And we're going to fill that answer in for y'all. So, Matt, you want to go ahead and start us?
Yeah, I'll get it kicked off. Yeah, we were just talking about just not but 1 minute ago. Santi Aldama. It's going to be new year, new Santi. Santi, his New Year's resolution needs to be that he will get in the gym and he's not going to work on his shot because he can score fine. We've seen that, right? He can draw fouls like none other. He's a flop master, right? But what I want to see him do is get in the gym and go guard just all of our best players. Go get better at defense, please. Because if he could just he doesn't even have to be like a staple defensively. He could just be like,
He just needs to hold his ground.
not horrible. If he could be like mid to like slightly below average, then I think his stock is way higher. Because if you have a guy consistently getting like around 15 to like 20 points a night on your bench that can also go play okay defense and not like just be a total liability on one side of the ball, then I think if you really want to move on from him like you do, obviously, then maybe you can, and maybe it'd be easier to, because I don't see like a lot of teams just want to, that are especially like, because I think if you're trading for Santi, you're trading to go win a championship. You're like, this is the missing piece. Nobody's like, yeah, let's go build around this guy. But if you're trading for him and he can play a little bit of defense, maybe that's more attractive to a championship team, right?
Definitely.
I think it's gonna be New Year, New Santi, or hopefully that's not it's a resolution, but
Yeah.
maybe Santi's thinking that too. Maybe he'll make that resolution. I hope so because I think it could be a big difference maker.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go with New Year, new rotations because we've got a lot of people coming back, and the rotations right now are pretty questionable. But I want to see that change in 2026. But it'll be interesting to see how Coach handles Ty Jerome coming into the lineup. And Edie coming back. Well, we know Edie's gonna start, but like, it's gonna be fun to see Ja and Edie back together. And then it'll give us some more boards. Because like we've been lacking on boards. Coward has had to really step up to get boards. Which is kind of hard to do at his size, and he's a rookie. But yeah, I feel like the rotation's got to change. We got to be smarter with who's getting the opportunity on the court, especially in important situations like last 5 minutes of the game. We need our probably, and it's a close game. We need our best players out there, not like Prosper or whoever.
He's hurt right now, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he comes back. Yeah, I just want to see what this team looks like with everyone healthy and what the rotations look like.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's been frustrating as a fan, just not seeing your best guys out there all at once. And for me, I'm going New Year, new Ja. We've kind of seen the sneak peek of this over the last week. Ja coming back, having some energy off the bench. I really think if the Grizzlies want to make the playoffs, like get in through the play-in or have their own spot, which means 6 seed or above, I think it's going to be Ja Morant, and he's going to have to lead the charge for the Grizzlies. I think he needs to stay healthy. Obviously, that's key. That's number one. Availability is the best ability. And then, I think the more he play makes, the better we are. And I think this year, we have I really like the rotation around him with Wells and Coward, who can really shoot the basketball and can kind of also play make around him. I would also like for Ja to stop complaining so much to the refs. I feels like every single time he goes to the basket, he's yelling or complaining, which I'm not saying he's not getting fouled. I just feel like that can kind of spread bad energy to the team.
Yeah, his transition defense rate after he wants a foul call has got to be like the worst in the league, bro.
Yes, I feel like he's never getting back
a free
on
bucket
defense.
for the other team if he thinks he got fouled.
It's a good 4-on-5 for the first 8 seconds of the possession.
Yeah.
But I want to see him have more of that drive. And, he had 40 points the other night, but he seemed really frustrated.
What was he doing at the
He was telling everyone to get the frick out of the way. He was saying, get the frick out of the way.
Yeah,
but Kobe did.
Yeah, it was like, it's like, okay, but it's also like, kind of like.
Nah, I respect that. That's a dog being a dog is what that is.
I like it too. I mean, I'll take Ja for 40 points every night.
It's not hate. It's just like,
it's love.
Get out the way. Like, I've been here before. Now, it would have been way tougher how we won that game, how we not let BJ.
It would have been way tougher.
Drill a 3 in our face, but.
Yeah.
Then just live with the results.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump, and we're going to go ahead and look at the standings in the NBA so far. The Grizzlies have kind of fallen since the last time we looked at it. I think the last time we looked at it on the podcast, I think we were 8 seed, and now we're a 9 seed. That is, 2.5 games behind the 8 seed. As I just said, we're in the 9 seed. We are, 5.5 games out of the 6th spot. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who just lost actually, and then the Suns just lost 2. So you're kind of gaining up some ground, but you this month of January, you're kind of getting into some tougher opponents. the December was kind of a cakewalk, if we're being honest. So you're gonna have to really lock in, and hopefully you get healthier as that kind of moves forward. But I do think you have a good opportunity to kind of jump up, especially since kind of the teams that we need to pass in the West have really hard schedules for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so Golden State is streaking right now, or to a little bit, right? They're 5-6 in their last, or they've won 5 of their last 6 games. Um, Albeit they're not against the best teams. They beat the Suns, who are in front of us. They beat the Magic, or no, they lost them. Yeah, they beat the Magic. Mavericks, we have owned them. They're terrible. The Raptors, they lost to, and then they beat the Nets and Hornets. So like, went through a pretty easy stretch. Now, to be fair, I mean, I think we all counted that Wizards game as a win too for us. So
Yeah.
like, but I mean, I think it's just going to kind of change based on like if we have a good week next week, then we'll be the 8th seed again. If they have a bad week, it's just kind of that's going to kind of fluctuate a little bit. I think as long as we can stay within as long as we can stay within a good range, so that once we get our guys back, we can make a push for like one of those higher spots. Then I think that's what we want to do.
Yeah, I just think you really need to hang around through January and February, and then once you get to March and like
I think mid to
April.
late January, right, is that when Edie's coming back? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So you're gonna get a lot of guys back in the mid-January to the early February. So I think you're gonna get some energy. You're gonna have some healthy bodies, knock on wood. But if you kind of just go like look at the West, the Lakers have been having some like team trouble. Like Redick in a press conference was like, we're gonna have the hardest practice these guys have ever had one day, and so they're kind of going through it a little bit.
You see the clips from that hardest practice ever?
Yeah, it did not look very hard.
That
And
hard.
then the Nuggets just lost Jokic. I'm not saying we're gonna catch the Nuggets, but I'm saying that's a big thing that's happening in the West. He's out for 4 weeks at least. Um, and then the Timberwolves. It feels like the Timberwolves will have like a great win, and then like today they just got blown out by like 30 to the Hawks.
Or
Like
they'll lose to a team like us.
yeah, for real. Like they
And then
can they can win, they can beat anybody, and they can lose to anybody. So they're kind of weird. But hopefully we can catch up to some of those guys, kind of get back in the mix. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to Pulse Check. We got some fun games this week. We go to LA and we play the Lakers twice, 2 times in a row, and then we come back home and play the Spurs. So not the easiest slate, but I think we could do some good work in this week. Yeah, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, 2 really tough teams here. I mean, Spurs beat the Thunder 3 times, and we we thought that that team was unbeatable, but like Wemby, that whole squad is pretty good. But then you look at the Lakers, and like you said, like they're kind of struggling, like just in the locker room and like uh, as a team. I mean, Luka's still playing MVP level, but I'm pretty sure Austin Reeves is still hurt,
Yeah, he's
which would be
out.
big.
And
Uh,
Rui is out too. And Rui is
okay,
a
yeah,
Grizzlies killer.
yeah. So both pretty big players to not play. Um, and so yeah, it kind of sucks that both both those Lakers games are away. But I think here's what I think. I think we win the first game 'cause I think we haven't gone on a 3-game losing streak yet, I don't think. Um, but I might have just jinxed it.
Why are we
Uh,
saying that?
I think we're gonna be pissed off coming in, so I think that first game's gonna be a dub. Second one, I think will be a loss, and then home against the Spurs. Yeah, I think that one's a loss. The Spurs are pretty good right now.
Yeah, Meth.
Um, we have gone on a 3-game losing streak. I don't know if you forgot the start of the season, but
Yeah.
we have.
We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I think I hope that we're not going to be the like just team that the Lakers get to go dunk on and like destroy to like get their chemistry back together, like back to back games. Um, I mean, if we could win all of these games, obviously that'd be huge. I don't think we're gonna beat the Spurs, but because we didn't beat them twice when they didn't have Wemby, so um, I don't know. I hope we don't get killed by the Spurs,
Yeah.
but we probably will. Especially because we don't have Edie. I feel like that would have helped a lot. Um, I don't know. I think there's definitely a real chance we go 0-3 this week, but maybe if the Lakers are struggling, we go, you know, I really don't want us to go 1-3 in another week back to back. I think that's not like, obviously, I mean, duh, losing's not good, but like, that would be just a bad, like, momentum shift for us. I'm going to stay positive. We're going to go 2-3.
You mean 2-1?
2-1. Yes. We're going to win 2 out of our 3 games. I'm not going to say which one. I'm just going to say that we might go 2-1.
Yeah. I think you have a really good chance against the Lakers. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, and if you go look at those games, they haven't even been close. And they beat a Kings team after that super hard practice. So maybe they were pretty motivated in that game, but they just lost to the Pistons by I think 20. So I think you could catch them, and I really do think you're going to win the first game. They don't play a ton of defense. I think you're going to win the first game, and then I think that second game is going to be really interesting. I think that game they're going to be very motivated, and because they can't lose like 6 out of the last 7, 6, 7. But yeah, and then I think the Spurs at home. This sucks that you don't have Edie because Edie is I wouldn't say Edie's a Wemby beater, but Edie is a Wemby controller. He can kind of control. He can handle him to an extent. Would y'all agree with
Yeah,
that?
he like suppresses him a little bit. Like, not
Like
he
a,
doesn't.
it's like a, yeah, he's like a Wemby suppressant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's
There's
gonna.
no controlling Wemby, right?
Yeah.
Now we're glazing the mess out of him, but like,
Yeah, we are. So I think, you know what? I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna say 2-1, but this is a huge week. You can definitely go 0-3, and you can definitely go 2-1. So definitely a big week. You definitely don't want to go 0-3 because then you drop to 15-21, and people are gonna be saying some crazy things if we do that. Let's just be honest. But let's go ahead and jump down to Grizz Pulse Player of the Week. Last week, Trip Fisher won with our guy Cedric Coward. Trip, what
Let's
do you got to say
go.
about that?
2 in a row, baby. I called it. Let's go. Love Cedric Coward. That put back on Embiid was insane. And I'm kind of sad that I'm the only one that doesn't have a Cedric Coward jersey, even though like early in the podcast I said I need to cop one. But who knows, maybe I'll cop one later. With that being said, I'm gonna go uh I'm gonna go with Wells for my player of the week this week. I think he'll do pretty good with Austin Reeves being out. So he'll be doing pretty good there. And then the Spurs, that'll be a tougher matchup. But yeah, I think he'll still do pretty well for us.
Yeah,
So
I do think Wells will have a good week. And for my pick, I haven't really gone with a star yet, but I'm breaking that chain. And I think that Ja is going to be the Grizz Pulse Player of the Week. Ja shines when the lights are the brightest, and so I think he's going to play good in LA. Then he loves playing against Wemby, so I think Ja's going to have a very motivated week. Let's just hope he can stay healthy because honestly, that's probably my biggest opponent here for Grizz Pulse Player of the Week. So I'm taking Ja.
yeah.
it's been a rough past 2 weeks. I've picked a person that hasn't played. besides one game, and so it's tough. But I want to go with Gigi Jackson, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with the guy I picked a couple weeks ago and I dissed on him. I'm going to go with Santi Aldama. He's my resolution for a reason. So I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I love it. I think Santi could definitely play really good against the Lakers. And yeah, that's going to finish up our episode 8 for us. We hope all of y'all have a good New Year's, and we do, in the near week or maybe 2 weeks of the episodes, we do have big news coming out. So y'all should be looking forward to that. I know we are. And yeah, that's going to do it. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Grizz Pulse podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow, drop us a rating, and tap that follow on all the socials. We appreciate you rocking with us. Catch you on the next episode.